High above the First Avenue Bridge, it looks like a third world country below. But this is Seattle, and this is arguably one of the most problematic homeless encampments in the city, just a few miles south of downtown.
They know it's a problem now.
For the past few years, authorities have responded to this area for multiple shootings, deaths, and ongoing neighbor complaints about what's being called a chop shop of stolen vehicles hidden in plain sight.
I just can't imagine why they don't go in on a daily basis and just look at what's there and, run the VINs, run the license plates if they're available.
Tony only wants me to use his first name, fearing retaliation from campers. That's because he's now taking matters into his own hands. Flying his drone over the lot and using the onboard camera to locate vehicles that could be stolen. Tony says this guy on the ground fired a BB gun at his drone.
That car might be new.
And he's already helped a few victims of auto theft find their cars.
So somebody has to take some action.
Law enforcement consultant Jim Fuda says the Seattle Police Department right now just doesn't have the resources to investigate these types of crimes.
There's not enough police to go around and properly do what they do, so they have to prioritize.
So for now, he's advising the public to stay away from this sprawling encampment for safety reasons.
It can be dangerous in there.
Right. So
Yeah.
do you recommend I go in?
I would not.
It's a free-for-all. It's an encampment. I mean, it's a homeless encampment. It doesn't belong to anybody.
However, it's home to more than a dozen people like Weaver, who's just trying to survive after his RV recently burned down. Weaver says criminals come by to use this lot as a dumping ground for stolen cars, and the homeless always get unfairly lumped in.
I don't mess with any of these cars. My car actually got stolen.
No, the blame gets left to the homeless people. That's who gets the blame, the homeless.
Robert Chase is another camper who invited me in and gave me a tour. Seeing all the trash, stripped down vehicles, and the misery up close and personal is overwhelming.
If you want to get some real good footage, come at night and you see all the rats.
Living here is even worse.
Oh yeah, rats stepped in my mouth, so it woke me up. I got up and freaked out.
Chase wanted me to know this is his reality on the ground.
Doing drugs makes being homeless bearable for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
For more than a year, city outreach workers and church groups have been coming by to help and offer services. Tony, how long have you lived here?
It's like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And others like Tony Lamb, who built this wooden shack.
How do you get inside? Where's your front entrance?
It's a mess.
It's a mess. All right, that's okay. You don't have to show me.
Are waiting to get into shelters like tiny house villages, but he says dealing with the paperwork makes this a difficult process.
So you need help filling out forms.
Or somehow information where to get it or where to sign up.
Ultimately, the city and state are responsible for this plot of land right next to the Duwamish River. And there's also concern trash and sewage from the encampment could be contaminating the water.
Luckily, they have toilets here because normally there's not anywhere to even use a bathroom, let alone places to throw away garbage.
As for what happens next, officials aren't giving any clear guidance on this lot. It's been this way now for several years.
When would a place like that get priority for outreach or a clearing?
So I don't know. I haven't looked at it. It just depends.
That Lexus probably needs to go. That car needs to go. That car needs to go.
That's why, at the very least, Weaver wants the abandoned vehicles towed away and is now asking for some consistent trash pickup as well, for the sake of everyone who still calls this place home.